day, my name is Angelo. This is Nation Voice Tower, your most preferred YouTube channel. I want to speak directly on the recent news that said that the government of Kano State recently recruited 222 former criminals and bandits into the Nigerian police force as new constabularies for the service of the armed forces. Okay, now this is a proof that successive governments have been fueling terrorism and insecurity over time. I would not stop quoting the former General Sani Abacha, or late General Sani Abacha, former head of state, when he said, if terrorism or insurgency lasts for more than 24 hours, then the government has a hand in it, right? So I will have a brief documentary on one of them who just joined the Nigerian police force, all right? This shows further that if care is not taken, we may reach a point in Nigeria where the armed forces will begin to fight the masses, and you will think they are trying to protect the masses. The armed forces is a very sensitive part of a country that needs to really scrutinize its operatives before they are being taken or recruited, right? Nobody whatsoever with a questionable character, background, or past is supposed to be part of the armed forces, whether repentant or not. Yes, we know that far away from the shores of this country, advanced countries, I would say, like Germany, France, and the United States, alongside other countries in Europe and America and Asia, to be precise, are in the habit of recruiting some ex-criminals or experts, few of them. This may be due to reasons to use their expertise in aiding the operations of their armed forces, all right? And in the case of these countries, such people are always few, and they always have a backup plan to see to it that they don't deviate from their main prerogative, right? So I'll be talking about how successive governments have been fueling and aiding insecurity to a high degree by recruiting bandits and notorious criminals into the armed forces. From this, I would like to ask the question, are we progressing or regressing, or are we even degrading, all right? There is somebody I will be talking about in this particular video, one of these ex-bandits called Mr. Bello Turji, who allegedly has been perceived to have joined the Nigerian police force. The level of insecurity in Nigeria is on the rise, especially in the northern part of the country. Lots of former terrorists and ex-criminals have been said to have joined the Nigerian police force. This poses a great danger to not only communities around these places or around these people, but to Nigeria as a whole and to the political scenery in the country. An example is this man called Bello Turji from Fakai village of Zamfara state, a dangerous terrorist commander who gained notoriety across the northwest of Nigeria for his cruelty and the killing of hundreds of people. In December 2021, his camp was attacked in an air raid. Many of his fighters, including his uncle and other relatives, were killed, but Mr. Turji escaped unhurt. According to reports published in 2021, Mr. Turji reared livestock as a young boy. Though he attended primary school, he later dropped out. In an interview with the Daily Trust newspapers, Mr. Turji said he picked up arms to protect his native Fulanis from Hausas whom he accused of subjugating them. As you can see in this photo, it does appear that he has now joined the Nigerian police force. Just last week, news filtered in that over 222 repentant criminals in Kano State have been recruited into the Nigerian police force as special constabularies in an event attended by the Kano State Governor and the Commissioner of Police of the state. You will also recall that the integrity-deficient former President Buhari also recruited repentant Boko Haram terrorists into the Nigerian army. What is really going on in Nigeria? Can Nigeria really fight terrorism? banditry and criminality by recruiting terrorists and criminals into the Nigerian security forces? Is that the best form of security for us at this time? This should serve as a deterrent and as an example for all other people who have joined the Nigerian police force and the Nigerian army through this means. Over time, this man has been seen as one terrorist that has terrorized the Northwest to a high degree. Various dailies and newspapers have carried his news and his operations, all right? He has come out countless times to profess without fear that he is a bandit. But right now, it appears from what we are seeing and from his outfit that he has finally joined the Nigerian police force. So are we trying to bring, are we cleansing the Nigerian police force, or are we putting ourselves into trouble? I don't understand how we will be able to achieve security by bringing in people who actually fuel terrorism into the Nigerian police force. For obvious reasons, you will know that the Nigerian police force is really unserious at this point, all right? No wonder we have policemen that are actually lacking in integrity and dignity. Policemen who find it hard, you know, to enact or to even to produce any form of pure operation. Okay, this should serve as a sort of wake-up call to the Nigerian police force. Policemen who fail to direct their strengths and their intellectuality to what they were recruited for. In the previous video, I showed you, I think on my previous updates, on why and how the Nigerian police force in Kano State recruited 222 ex-criminals. Can you imagine that some of these newly recruited constabularies cannot even speak English? So how can this person be a policeman? Why are you actually recruiting them into the police force? And what is he coming there to do? To speak in Hausa or to speak in his own native language? Is that what the Nigerian police force is all about? Why are we like this anyways? So this should serve as a wake-up call to the Nigerian police force. Do the needful, right? Daniel Bwala, ex-spokesperson of the Atiku Okowa Campaign Council, Presidential Campaign Council to be precise, has finally replied people who felt that he had a defection plan. But Daniel Bwala is of the opinion that his support for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has no material or appointment benefit whatsoever linked to it. Please stay tuned for the interview of Daniel Bwala.
There is nothing you will do to compensate. You know what the people in PDP are saying? They say you didn't even wait for 1 year. You were easily now turned, and you've jumped ship in your support. Let me now ask you this. One of the things that are suggesting that your change of stance might be influenced by personal gains.
Give me an example of the
or promises. Gains. I'm asking you know better.
No, you said they have to have a.
They are suggesting that the reason why is anywhere Beleface politics.
Now, good.
Whatever suits your pocket, and whatever suits the gains and the promises that you have been made. Have you been made a promise?
I'm coming. So, fantastic. I long for this opportunity to be able to answer. Do I look like a poor man? I have supported Buhari for 8 years. I have never been a public official. Do I look like a poor man? I have a vibrant law practice with a staff strength that contributes to the country when you employ labor. I pay my staff salary that is commensurable to what some senior advocates pay. Do I look like a poor man? I travel from UK to Nigeria on an average of twice in a month. Do I look like a poor man? How much is the flight ticket? Do I look like a poor man? I have supported causes. Do I look like a poor man? You see, when people are bereft of ideas, and there are some people who are innocent in their thinking. That's sometimes when we talk, our focus is on those whose minds are rational. You try to persuade them. For those whose minds are made up, there is nothing you can do about it. And when somebody say Beleface, then when I was with Atiku, what is the Belefidin? You see, I don't know the way people, and then
because when you were leaving the APC, it was said that the only reason why you went to Atiku to support Atiku is that you got a promise.
Yes.
And now the reason is that afterwards, there isn't anything to hold on to, right. And that's why the promise is something again on the other side, and you are easily swayed by it.
So you see, people are even unfair to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to be honest. What did he promise? He never promised. He has never promised.
So are you saying that if he gives you any role to play, you will not take it?
No, I said he has never promised anything.
On your
I told him.
On your honor, you say that your support is based on not based on any material benefit.
Right.
You're saying that if he offers you a position or a role in government, you will not take it.
If the let me tell you this: if the president makes an offer of a position that I see that will contribute to the development of his agenda, because I say I will support his agenda, I will more than anything else appreciate it. But it is not the appointment that I am looking for to support him. That's why I'm telling you, 8 years I supported Buhari. I was not a public official. You see, you have to separate between those who do not have value and are cringing and crying for appointment, and those who believe the value and what they will contribute has nothing to do with whether you're appointed or you're not appointed. But I can understand when people rate you and then they see what you can bring to the table. Sometimes people do what we call preemptive action. They can preempt it. And I see so many things in the media. He promised this. He said, I want to say to everybody listening, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has not promised me anything. I went to...
Yes, it sounds funny because he's coming out to deny the fact that he has no defection plans and he has no plans whatsoever to take any appointment from Bola Tinubu, if given any. But he is of the opinion that he would really appreciate if Bola Tinubu should give him an appointment. Okay. Now, somebody who defected from the APC to the PDP sometime has a tendency of redefecting back to the APC. So I will not be surprised if Daniel Bola is found tomorrow in an appointment. I don't mind whatever he said in that video, but I'm of the opinion that very soon I will not be shocked if Daniel Bola defects back to where he came from. Of course, he would always have the APC in his DNA. All right. Now, talking about how to curb insecurity, track records of Peter Obi has been attested to by a former military officer who actually worked with him while he was governor of Anambra State. In a viral video which surfaced a few hours ago, this former military officer went further to show this sort of style and strategy that Peter Obi used to curb insecurity in Anambra State at the time he took over from Chris Ngige. In this video, we have Major General John Enenche, who was a former Director of Defense Information. Please watch this video and then I'll tell you what I think after the video. Stay tuned.
I have worked with His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi in Onitsha about 17 years ago as a commanding officer. Before he came to Onitsha to take over from Dr. Ngige, Chris Ngige, during the time of Chris Ngige, there was no Operation Mesa in the whole of Anambra State, for reasons best known to them then. But when he came, he took over. He drove straight to the barrack and asked. And when we briefed him, he now went back and Operation Mesa was restored a week later or thereabout. As at that time, it was like a no man's land in Onitsha. 3-3 you cannot go. Ogbaru you cannot go. Then talk less of the other areas. When it was restored, I was the officer in charge of the internal security operations. I was co-located with artillery regiment, but as a commanding officer, Lieutenant Colonel, I was in charge of the operations. Believe me, within 2 weeks or thereabout, everything was tackled. Onitsha became free. You couldn't go out. The police was sacked. And that was why I believe that after about 6 months to 1 year, the police actually acknowledged that Anambra was a peaceful, most peaceful state in the country as at that time. So that was where I knew him. And I saw the character of integrity. In short, for me, I was calling him Commissioner of Defense because he was in command and in control. He had the interest. And I said, this man, he does not allow the resources that comes to the military or whatever to pass through anybody straight. Our challenge was patrol vehicles, no mobility. In a sweep, when he said, what is the problem? He provided it immediately. Following his record.
All right, welcome back. According to Major General John Enenche, now retired, that story he gave there refers to the kind of resilience that the present administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu should have if you have any plans of curbing insecurity in the country. Abuja is now under siege So insecurity has not just been confined to the northern areas, or the southeast, or the northwest, or the north central. Okay, the Federal Capital Territory, the country's capital, is now under siege. This in that video should explain what you should do to curb insecurity, resilience, and if you can call it a form of stubbornness to insurgents and terrorists, that should be what the president should do, all right, to curb this insecurity in the country. Because every day we record deaths of people. Recently, a family who was kidnapped, that was kidnapped a few days ago in Abuja, were returned dead and they were buried a few days ago, all right. These things are becoming too much. I think the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu should take note and make the necessary moves to curb insecurity and insurgency in the country. Thank you for staying this far. Please like our videos, share them. Drop comments for us in the comment section. I am not seeing your reactions coming anymore. Why? Are we tired of the country? Let us not get tired, because we are on a course to fight back and retrieve our country. Please don't forget to also tap the subscribe button as well as the notification bell, so that we get to link up, promptly when I drop a new update. See you next time. From me, bye.